Greetings, my name is John O'Toole. Welcome to my new show from the FilmMakers chair. This is a new show that I'm creating, and it's an ongoing show that I'm going to be talking about how I've come along the way of my journey about becoming a filmmaker. Being a filmmaker means you're a producer and you're also a director. You're a technical director, you're the writer. You're doing your own work and doing your own acting or hiring actors. Whatever you're doing, it's really kind of a conglomerate of a multiple task hat. I joined CTSB about a year ago in January to assist some friends on producing their journey, their television show on CTSB. It's been an interesting journey in the last year. I started learning how to use the studio, behind the scenes studio, and learning how to run the switcher and the audio and how to mic people and how to set up the cameras. I started taking classes on the Lydia.com, and then I started learning Final Cut Pro. I showed up to advanced class of Final Cut Pro because that was what was on the schedule, and that was where my intro started. Then I just started taking classes. I started taking classes, every class I can, on shooting video, on Lynda.com, and I also started taking whatever classes they had at CTSB, whenever they can. I think I've taken their Final Cut Pro introduction class about 20 times. And even still, a year later, I still learned something new in that class. Something gets better clarified. It's quite a complex program for Apple's Elite. I only use it at the studio because I don't have an Apple at home. They give me all the assistance that I need. So there I am. Since then, I have produced like 4 shows onto their network alone, and I've also assisted Adrian and Josh on producing their shows on CTSB. Along with that, I continue to learn and take classes on Lynda.com and this and that. I started off film photographer when I was fascinated by it when I was a kid. 35mm manual camera. That's the best way to learn. if you could find one now you can get one for $10, top of the line. That's where I started with, and that's what I did for so many years, and even up to outside of the fact that on my YouTube channel over the years I've been putting up some video. So when I started off with learning Final Cut to use my own stuff, I was doing my photographs. And you can learn a lot about Final Cut by editing photographs. You could probably learn more in the beginning with Final Cut with photographs because they're not a moving picture. So a lot of the fanciness around a video is in the photographs, frame by frame. But anyway, that was my path, and it's been an interesting path. My first video that I ever produced was one called Micrograins, Introduction to Micrograins. It's actually a pretty good video considering that it was my first one. And even though I made some mistakes on there are some parts of that video that are rather outstandingly cute. So, you just never know. The CTSB, they decided to have a variety show, and they still have a variety show where they request, 6-minute videos, which is a great goal. That creating a 6-minute video kind of gets you into the target of producing a whole show, but in a small part, so it's not so overwhelming. So I wish to introduce you to my new show, which is just going to take you on a journey, show by show, about my adventures here at CTSB, learning how to shoot video and how to produce shows on their cable station. The first video that I ever really created was out of my photographs. But actually, photographs are rather boring in the content, unless you have a lot of special effects and a lot of sound and a great narration. Photographs can be kind of on a little bit of a boring side after a while. At first, when I first thought about creating this show, I was going to go one by one in order of the shows that I've produced over the year and show my progression of growth. It's an interesting journey because people can see how I've progressed. But instead, I just might take them randomly because I think it's a little bit more interesting that way. And then perhaps you can comment on my video, or if you see me in the studio or out on the street or over at Big Y, and you might tell me which show was actually my first, or if there's something about the show that you like or you disliked. You never know. I'm very much open to discussion, as long as you're nice. Recently, I just did my last video. I did a cool video that I've been thinking about for some time, but I wasn't quite sure how to pull it off. It's a video of some things I do. I like to play the Native American flute. I also have a Native American drum, and I didn't have a Native American rattle. Nor did I have a Native American set of bells. But I did have Santa bells. But that's a whole other story about why I had Santa bells. So I wish to create a video in which I took all 4 instruments and put them all together. Oh yes, I didn't have a rattle. But I did have a mason jar and some dried beans. Yeah. You can just watch the video and see how I did that. This particular video I shot with 3 cameras, and I shot them in my home, and I shot them up against a green screen in which I set up in a room in my house, as you can see in the background behind me. So this was my first shoot that I've done at home against this green screen with 3 cameras. So I wish you to watch my last video, which is going to be my first video on my first series of Welcome to the Filmmakers Chair, the flute and drum. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that. One of the videos that I created, which actually was a show that was produced on and shows on to the CTSP network, is a show called Personal Journey of Self-Growth. This was something that I have done, which was actually taking my pictures, putting together with some audio, and putting it together with some music. Some of that music is actually my Native American flute playing. There's a lot of personal stuff in this thing, and I hope you've had a chance to watch it on CTSP. Unfortunately, it's a little long to be playing on this particular show, so I hope you could go and check into on Vino or into their archives and take a look at it. If you go on to any place, you can feel free to send in a comment into the station if you wish. But that particular video, I took pictures that I've taken on various trips that have gone around the world on a journey, and I've made them into this video. And then I've also I read from my journals in which of my personal experiences on the trip. I think it actually came out pretty good. There are some tear-jerking parts of it, but it's very much from my heart, and I hope you enjoy it. This is a personal diary of my journey over 20 years of personal growth in the healing process. I have been working with a mentor, a channel called Soul of the Universe, best known as SOTU. I started working with them in 1996, working personally and in workshops called intensives for just that, intense work on personal growth. I can say now that my primary intent for the process was, and still is, about loving myself and to feel safe to be loved. That is an easy statement in general, but personally, I believe many have issues with just this topic for themselves. Along with the many intensives and personal readings, I have also attended 6 out-of-country journeys, and one of those in the United States, some taking from 10 to 21 days. Each trip was a piece of unlocking the puzzle of my goal. Others that attended had their own personal goals. As a group, we had the global growth for humanity and peace with enough for all. Trips I attended were in search of the Black Madonna in Europe, on the trail to Machu Picchu in Peru, the Dreaming Goddess of Malta, a monolithic tour of the realm of the British Isles, on the path of the Anasazi Indians, Birth of Real Self in Costa Rica, and then another ultimate intensive in Malta. The next 3 stories are a peek into my path of my adventure. I hope you enjoy. It is far, far from over. Hi again. One of my first videos that I produced and I submitted to the variety show was Introduction to Microgreens. It was an opportunity to take some videos of me growing microgreens in my home and then telling you all about microgreens. I had to learn how to do voiceovers, and I had to learn how to do titles, and I had to learn how to edit my own video. It was quite fascinating. Oh yes, and I had to have a video camera. My point and shoot camera, I have a very small Canon point and shoot. It doesn't produce a really good high quality recording for the show. So I had, oh gee, I had to go out and get myself a video camera. So my first intro to microgreens video, in which I submitted to the variety show of CTSP, was shot with a video camera that I purchased from Canon. It was a pretty good deal on their refurbished Canon site, and I was pretty excited. It had some limitations compared to the videos that I've been watching people use on the lynda.com site. It's a little bit of a challenge for me with these very large hands to manipulate with. But it's a great learning experience, and I've actually shot quite a lot of video on this camera over the last year. It's called the Canon Vixia HF R62. In my first show, Intro Microgreens, I used this new camera and shot video of me growing microgreens in my home. It turned out pretty good. I thought I could do voiceovers with the microphone that's actually in my camera, but it really didn't work while I was lining up. But I had to learn how to line up my video and my audio to tell the story on the show. It actually turned out pretty good. It turned out surprisingly well considering it was my first time ever of shooting a video of that sort of thing, outside of off-the-cuff videos that I've been shooting all along on YouTube, in which I just basically record and talk and publish without doing any kind of fine-tuning and making it better. Here's the introduction to microgreens. This was my first one, and I hope you enjoy it. Microgreens are vegetable greens that are only grown from the seed form to the harvest at a very young age. Generally speaking, there is only the first pair of leaves, or the first pair, which are the conical leaves, and the true leaves, which is the second pair. Some greens are harvested earlier than that, and some greens are harvested a little later, but generally speaking, they don't really exceed more than 4 inches tall. The life force that's contained into any seed is contained in the plant of the microgreen. That life force, which actually has the energy to push a plant all the way to its tallest height, like a sunflower, is actually contained within the microgreen. The nutrients and vitamins contained in microgreens can be up to 8 times that of the associated vegetable. This gives an opportunity for many people to consume a great deal of nutrition in a very small package. There are many ways to eat microgreens. You can eat them as they are, like a bag of chips, as a salad or a smoothie, or even in stir fry. Most salad greens can be grown as microgreens. They may include, but are not limited to, peas and sunflowers, buckwheat, corn, kale, radish, nasturtiums, broccoli, mustard greens. There's so many to choose from. Sprouting is consuming the seed after it germinates, but before it develops its conical leaves, generally speaking. Growing medium varies from simple outdoor soil to seed mixes to coconut cure and hydroponic mats. It's very easy to grow indoors in your kitchen counter, in a greenhouse, or out in your yard. Growing in your home or in a greenhouse gives you the benefits of growing year-round in the winter, when generally speaking it is too cold outside to grow other vegetables. Well, that was pretty cool. I really kind of enjoyed shooting that, and I still enjoy watching them. It's actually rather interesting how I'll watch my own videos and get quite a kick out of them. But that's all we have for this particular show. But there'll be more shows after this. I'll be doing a whole series of this, and as I continue to produce more videos, I'll be sharing about how I went around making them and came about creating them. But until next time, happy videoing, videoing, video taking, happy video shooting, happy, 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 happy video shooting. Have fun shooting videos.